What is up everyone, Base Diluc here, and today I'm presenting my first ever Genshin Impact video. And in this video, I'm simply going to go over my gear on my Diluc, the main DPS of my team, my favorite character, let's be honest, it's my favorite character. And I put a lot of resin into this character, a lot of effort, a lot of patience, and also a lot of luck. So let's get into it. I'll show you guys the substats you need to focus on and maybe talk about team comps to complete your Diluc and to synergize with him. So let's get into it. So here it is, my level 90 Diluc, my main DPS. So let's get straight into it. This is the weapon I use on him, the Wolf's Gravestone. Obviously the best weapon for Diluc and many other Claymore users. It gives you a lot of attack percent in the passive and in the substat, so you don't need to focus that hard on attack percent in your artifacts. The other alternative would be maybe the Blacklift Slasher, which is one I enjoyed playing with a lot because it gives you crit damage, and the Skyward Pride is fun if you want to spam your burst. I might talk about those weapons in a future video, so make sure you guys stay tuned for that. Now let's get on to the artifacts, which is really my prized position. This is what I like the most on my Diluc. We'll start with the off piece, which is probably one of the worst. Let's be honest here, I could have better stats. That flat HP doesn't look too good, but the main takeaway is that you need to focus on crit rate and crit damage. So here I have a pretty good number of crit rate mainly, and some decent crit damage. On the flower, I go with the same thing, crit damage, crit rate. The second thing you want to focus on, other than crit substats, is elemental mastery, attack percent, or energy recharge. Now, elemental mastery is really good when you have team comps like Xingqiu or Chongyun, where you're going to do elemental reactions, so that's something you're looking for. On my Sands, I have more elemental mastery, a lot of crit rate, and a lot of energy recharge. Now this is the best piece I own. This is a pyro damage goblet within the pyro set that only rolled into crit rate and attack percent. It almost has 15% crit rate. So this is a really good piece, and I wouldn't expect this to ever drop again for any other character. So I'll take it, and I'm proud of it. And here I have my crit damage circlet, which has crit rate. And this is the rule of thumb for those circlets. Make sure you have the opposing substat. So if you have crit damage, you want crit rate, and if you have crit rate, you want crit damage. And if you have attack percent, you want both, right? So yeah, on top of that, I have some elemental mastery, and it brings me to the total of 50% crit rate and 94% crit damage, 96 elemental mastery, and pyro damage bonus. In terms of talent, before showing you my main stats, I level up the E primarily first because that's the thing I use the most. Then I'm still debating whether or not I should level up the basic attacks or the ultimate. I think I'll go for the ultimate because it brings so much damage, but we'll see. And now for the main stats, our crit rate and crit damage ratio is now perfected at a whopping 74.8% crit rate and 144.8% crit damage. This is quite insane, and this is pretty much the golden ratio that everyone's talking about. Could be better. It could be better. It could be 80% crit rate. It is achievable. I know it is. Eventually I'll get it, but for now I'm gonna stop working on Diluc. He is my main character, but he is done, and I'm spending resin on the other supports. Now I'm gonna show you some gameplay and domains, mainly the Hydro and Cryo domain, which is probably the hardest one so far. I'm gonna show you some gameplay against the Cryo Regisvine, and also some gameplay in the Abyss. On that note, I'll leave you guys, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.